Okay, let's start with this webinar. If there are some other people joining us, one of my colleagues will let them join the meeting. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Kurt van den Berg. I originally had my own company in data analytics and merged my company with element61 in the middle of last year. Together with 9 colleagues, I am partner analytics within element61. I've more than 25 years of experience in different roles as a CFO and HR director in small, medium-sized and big companies, the so-called KMO's. I'm always busy in using data in all my different roles, and therefore I'm very passionate about data analytics. In the past, I've already helped a lot of organizations, more than 150, in order to convert data into relevant business insights. So, and the aim for me is I want to be your analytics sparring partner so that we can get into discussion about setting up dashboards and reports, including very relevant KPIs. A few, what are the practicalities? So first of all, the recording of the webinar will be shared afterwards on request, so that's no problem. About questions, you have the possibility to send your questions in the chat. And at the end of the presentation, at the end of the demo, I will go through the chat and I will answer all your questions. And if you have problems in entering or watching following the Teams session, please leave the session and re-enter if you have some problems with that. First of all, before jumping into the content, would like to present a little bit about element61. element61 is a Belgian company founded in 2007 and since 2016 part of the More Belgium group. Basically, we are specialized in 3 core areas. First of all, business intelligence. Secondly, data science and analysis. And last but not least, performance management. So what about business intelligence? We enable organizations to unlock the full potential of their data through robust data warehousing, engineering, and data integration. Secondly, about data science and analysis, where we harness the power of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and generative AI. And finally, we have our third expertise in performance management, where we optimize financial performance through consolidation, planning, budgeting, forecasting, and next to that, we also have our ESG reporting and tax reporting. So in case you might have some questions about these topics, so feel free to reach out to us and we can help you in that respect without any doubt. About our service offerings, so we are specialized in Microsoft and Qlik technology, data science and artificial intelligence, and we have also a dedicated out-of-the-box team, and last but not least, some expertise in performance management and data governance. But in this webinar, we'll concentrate on the middle part, which is the out-of-the-box team. We are a proud partner in the BI journey over more than 200 organizations. So on the screen, you have sort of a idea about companies where we worked for already. We have a lot of expertise in the industry, so we are aware of a lot of sectors and industries, whether it comes to constructions or services or transport or logistics. So as you can see, so we have a lot of experience in many different industries. What distinguishes us from other consulting companies is what we would like to do is we empower your organization, and we would like to upskill actually the internal skills of a team by implementing a project in what we call the coaching and co-development mode. So this means that we will start a project together with your team, and as the project goes along, continues, we train and coach our team, and this leads to an increased involvement and commitment of your team in data analytics. And next to that, we have also our element61 Academy, where we have tons of trainings on different levels available. If you would like to find out more about that, please feel free to check our website, which is the link which you can find at the bottom right side. So about the out of the box. Out of the box comes with modules on different domains. As you can see, so we've put here an overview of all the domains where we have out of the box solutions available. The first one is, of course, finance and controlling, sales. We also have production, inventory, procurement, projects, timesheets, services, CRM and HRM. So we have actually on all the different processes and domains, we have out-of-the-box solutions available. So this is per domain, but in addition, we also have the possibility to look at it as a per use case. So we can add some additional AI and corporate performance management functionalities, or this can be included into the out-of-the-box solutions. But for today, I would like in this webinar to concentrate only on 3 different topics, which is finance, sales, and HR, which I would highlight a little bit more into more detail. Well, here you can see the different out-of-the-box solutions that I would like to go into detail in a minute with some demo. They are linked to each other, which means that the solutions that we have built gives you the possibility to use the data from finance, combine it with sales information and get some new insights, but also to combine sales information with some HR data. So what is the sales volume that we realize with the number of people that we employ, or what's the margin that we realize with the number of people that we have employed in the organization. So all the data is actually linked to each other and can be combined in different KPIs. First of all, about connection to data sources. So as you can see, a lot of ERP and finance systems are linked to this solution. And if your finance system or ERP system is not in this list, so don't be afraid. We certainly have a connection with your data source system. And for HR, so we are working with all Belgian payroll providers. So I've highlighted here the most of the important payroll providers in Belgium where we are working with. And again, this is a solution which I would highlight that it is possible to have that on Microsoft Power BI and on Qlik as well. So actually, the solution that we present is, of course, technology independent. This is actually a little bit about the introduction, and the most important thing that I would like to share with you is, of course, a demo. So, so what I would like to do is I'm going to switch my screen, and I'm going to present the different out-of-the-box solutions. The out-of-the-box solutions, there are pre-built data models, pre-built reports and dashboards, but it becomes yours, which means that it is open source, can be updated, can be completely modified with your own, let's say, company style, colors, and so on. So that's no problem. All the applications are also available in 3 languages. So which means that if you are a multi-language organization, so you can select your language, English, French, or Dutch. I would like to give the presentation today in English. So therefore, I will leave all the applications in English. This is exactly the same this is our finance application, this is our HR application, and this is our sales application. And I will take the time now to dive into more detail for each individual topic. I will encounter approximately 5 to 10 minutes for each application. It's not possible to dive into the details of the full application, but I would like to give you some ideas, some insights, some possibilities that we have already on the plate available, so that give you as an idea about reflecting, and then come back if this is interesting for you to do a reach out for us and to get a more detail. So I'll start with the finance application. So as you can see, so we've actually different building blocks. So we have the possibility to have a look into a finance dashboard. We have a lot of information regarding P&L and balance sheet. If your company is involved in the consolidation, so we have some solutions for that as well. We look into your cash possibility, so where is my cash? And we have a lot of information about ratios. So all kind of ratios are available in this application, and we dive into your business partners, whether it's a customer or a vendor. We can give you some insights on that as well. So when we start on our dashboard, so here we have an overview about your operating income, your revenue, EBIT, EBITDA, and the result of the period, and where you have the possibility to select here all of these individual KPIs and gives you an overview on a monthly basis, so where you have the possibility to look this on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, on a yearly basis, and very easily to switch from one KPI to another. You also have the possibility to select more different companies. So if I would like to have the information for 3 companies, well, I select 3 companies and I get actually all this updated information. That's my first financial dashboard. We also have a consolidation dashboard, which in case you have consolidation purposes, we give you an idea about what is my total revenue. We do an intercompany elimination and we have your consolidated revenue available as well. Secondly is the P&L. So what we would like to do is we would like to have one report and give you the possibility by switching the different modules in changing actually the different visualizations. So if I would like to present my P&L on company level, I click on this and I have my my P&L on company level. If I would like this on company year, or I would like to select one single company, well, that's very easy. You select one company. And if I would like to have for the same company, well, actually my information on yearly basis, click, and I've got my yearly P&L. If I would like to have on my monthly basis, well, I click this on my monthly P&L. If I would like to have a sort of a vertical analysis where we actually express every single item compared to your turnover, well, we can act the vertical analysis as well. So this is actually an overview. It gives you the possibility to present your P&L in many different ways. If your company is working with a budget, no issue. So we encounter your budget as well. So we have here the possibility to compare your budget of this month, compare it with the actual, compare it with the actual of last year, and get some budget analysis and variances analysis. If I'm interested in my revenue, and I would like to have an overview of my revenue, well, this is actually a presentation where you can see the revenue on a monthly basis. And the orange line gives you a revenue 12 months rolling forward, which means every single dot gives you an idea about the turnover that I've realized over the last 12 months. So, and again, well, by just selecting or deselecting more or less companies, it gives you an overview of your turnover. You have also the possibility to go into a dynamic analysis where you have the possibility to create your own report. So if I would like to compare my P&L for 2024 with 2023, well, I've got my information in here. If I'm not interested in my delta, well, I just deselect and it will disappear, or I can add and it will appear again. If I would like to compare 2023 with 2022, well, I click 2022 and I get a comparison between those years. So this is a very dynamic analysis which gives you the possibility to create your own KPIs, to create your own dashboard, and in case you need it, to do an export to Excel where you can eventually make some additional analyses. Well, the same what we have on a P&L is exactly the same as what we have here on a balance sheet. So we present you a balance sheet on a company level, but you can also look at on a, let's say, a company level or on a accounting year, or you can also look at on a calendar year. So that's all possible. There is a trial balance, which gives you the possibility to check that with your trial balance, which is in your accounting system, of course. So we have here for demo purposes, we've actually deleted the descriptions, but in your application, so you will have your account numbers and your account descriptions displayed, so without any difference. For companies that have consolidation requests, well, this is actually a consolidation application, which gives you the possibility, for instance, this is my consolidation of my balance sheet and my P&L. So I would like to have my P&L only. Well, this is actually my consolidated P&L, where we start from the actuals from your accounting system. We do our intercompany eliminations and we realize in your consolidated information. What is very interesting in this respect is that this is consolidation on a continuous level. So we encounter a lot of questions from our customers they say, well, we have some questions about consolidations, but because of the time, it's time consuming. We will only do that on a quarterly basis of once in a year. Well, this is actually a continuous consolidation. So which means every single accounting entry will be indicated as a intercompany linked ID or not. We also have the possibility to use some consolidation circles, which means if I select consolidation 1, well, I only get, or consolidation 2, I get only other companies that are in my consolidation. So consolidation 2 is actually a consolidation of company 13 and 14. If I select company consolidation 3, well, actually it's a consolidation between company 1 and 2. So also that. So if you're working in a group with different consolidation levels, so this is foreseen in this application. You also have the possibility to do some consolidation checks. So for instance, an invoice is accounted for in company 1 and related to company 2, but we can't find the invoice in company 2. Well, we will highlight the differences between the company 1 and company 2. So it's something that we will check in here in our intercompany matrix P&L check. So which means that it gives you an idea for each combination between company 1 and 2. So actually, what are the different accounting entries that we encounter in the different companies? A lot of information. I know some of your companies, they don't use consolidation, so no issue. So then we will not highlight this in your application, but for some of them they have, well, please feel free to find out and to ask more questions about consolidation. The second one is cash. So cash again. Where is my cash? Well, the first of all is our cash flow statement. So what we would like to give you is an idea, where is my cash going to? So if my cash balance is increased from month November to December with 50K, well, I would like to know where it comes from. Or even in the other situation, my cash is going down with 100K from one month to the other, and I would like to know where my my cash is going to. Got a lot of questions from customers. They say, well, actually, we're running a very good business. Well, my turnover is increasing enormously, but my cash is going down. Well, here we have the possibility to give you the insight where the cash is. In addition to that, we give you an overview of all the loans. So an overview of all the loans that you have in the company, whether there is a short-term loan or a long-term loan. So for each individual company, we show you what is your balance, which is due on the short-term basis, which is due on the long-term basis. And also we give you an insight about the cash. Well, very important, your cash. So here we will show you where is the cash coming from. And let me select just a few companies. So here we see on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis, for instance, where is the cash coming from? And also, well, I take this again on a month-year basis. And this here is a very interesting, gives you an idea about what is the number of cash coming in on a monthly basis, what is the cash going out on a monthly basis, and what is my evolution of my cash position. And if you would like to know, what bank accounts are involved, well, on the right bottom side, you see exactly here, about your bank accounts and the balances on each individual bank account. Ratios, I'm not going into too much detail for ratios. So we have our net working capital. We look into our liquidity ratios, whether it's a current ratio, an asset test ratio. We look into solvency ratios. We look at the net cash position, the net debt and inventory evolution. So all kind of ratios that you would like to, and in the discussions you have with your banks, so they all are available. And then finally, last but not least, we have our business partners. So all the information that you would like to know, whether it is an aging analysis. So I would like to know what is my outstanding balance for my companies, my customers. So we show you here what is my outstanding balance today, what is due, what is not due for each individual customer or business partner. We will show you all the outstanding invoices. So this is actually completely updated. Compared to that, we have also a DSO, DPO, so days sales outstanding and days purchases or vendors outstanding. So we here have you an overview of what is my evolution of my DSO within the organization. And I can select a certain period, and I've got here my evolution of my comparison between my theoretical DSO and my practical DSO. So this is actually, in a nutshell, all the information that is available within the finance application. There is more. There is a lot more. but this gives you a brief idea, all the elements that we are tackling and that we are highlighting in finance. I would like to go to the next one, which is our HR application. So as I told you earlier, we have connection with all the Belgian payroll providers. So we are getting the connection, the data from your pay slips. We use that into our application, and then we create actually a lot of your KPI insights. And again, here, a lot of building blocks. So we have a dashboard. We look into your full-time equivalent and headcount. We dive into sickness, your absences, your salary cost. We have e-fee reports. So if you have a board of directors or if you have a union and you have to present at the end of the year some specific reports, they are all available. And the last kit on the block is actually on our knowledge matrix, which I would dive into detail a little bit later. So first, the dashboard. So again, I selected this in English. So here you will see, and I make a selection for a few companies. Again, so let me just select 5 companies. And just to show you that is, this solution is payroll provider independent. Well, if I look here and I show you all the list of all the payroll providers that is in this demo application, that you see there are many different payroll providers already in. So it means that if you are a company and you would like to switch from SDWorks to Acerta, from Acerta to Group S and so on at the end of the year, no issue, this will keep on working. We have a data model built in that way that it is independent from the payroll provider. So a lot of dimension on which you can select, all the dimensions that are available within your payroll system or your payroll slips, means your job category, your description, salary category. We can go into into a detailed analysis for each individual employee. So please be aware of that here you will find all the names of your individual employee in your organization. We dive into cost centers, type of employees. So is it an employee, self-employed worker or a worker? So this solution is also not only for payroll providers, but also if you work with temp agencies. So we can enter data from temp agencies into applications so that you have a full overview of your full-time equivalent. So when we dive into a full-time equivalent, so for instance, here again, a lot of reports. So whether it goes on an age analysis, if you would like to have an analysis on seniority. So here, for instance, an age analysis, I would like to know the composition of my employees on a certain date. Well, I would like to know, for instance, at the end of the year, so in December 23. So actually here, what we see here is the composition of the number of people employed within different companies with some age groups. So I have so many people between 56 and 60 years old, and this is actually a histogram showing you the difference between male and female. And again, you can make many more selections on all these kind of dimensions which you find at the left side. Again, we have that for seniority. Here, the same. For instance, the seniority, or what we call in Belgium, is the anciennitet. So we do actually 2 calculations based on the seniority on the date started of the employment and the date of seniority. So if people are joining our company and taking with them the seniority of other customers or other companies, well, we can highlight this here as well. Many different analyses. If we would like to go to staff rotation, well, I will deselect some elements. So I would like to know how many people started within our organization. Well, this is my entry. Well, so many people started in these different months. I would like to know who is this? Well, actually, this gives you a detailed overview of the number of people employed. Here we have a net staff rotation. So it's actually the combination of the number of people that started in the organization and the number of people that have left the organization. If I would like to do an analysis for my people leaving the company, well, actually, this is the overview of the people leaving the company. We also have some headcount analysis. We would like to show you this one. This is a comparison where we calculate the number of people employed and the full-time equivalent. There is a certain calculation behind it, which can be updated, can be modified. If you have another way of looking at a full-time equivalent, this is something that we can enter in the application. Another is survival rate. This is a new kid on the block. So what is this? This is actually, we received a lot of questions from customers. We would like to know the retention of our employees. So if somebody is leaving the organization, we would like to know how long has he been with us? How long, how many months, how many years has this person been within the organization? So this is what we called the survival rate. And this gives you an idea how this out-of-the-box solution comes to actually what we have today, is that we listen very carefully to all the requests from our customers, the experience that we have from our own business experts within element61, and we increase, we update, let's say, this out-of-the-box solution with some new features. About sickness, very detailed analysis. So we go into, I would like to know, what is my sickness percentage in my organization? Well, we have here different types of analysis. This is my sickness percentage overall. This is when I look into my sicknesses minus 1 month. This is if I look into my sicknesses more than 1 year. And if I would like to know this by my sex, well, actually, I've got my Qlik and I see this is my sickness percentage between male and female. We have a sort of a progression. For me personally, the sickness percentage is one thing. So actually the dark point is actually the sickness percentage in each individual month, but actually the light line is actually your progression. It gives you an idea, a trend, where is my sickness leave going to? And again, if I would like to fine tune this for more organizations, if I would like to have this only for, let's say, males in my organization, or if I would like to have a selection on my, for instance, my cost center, well, I can select on my cost center, or I can select on my type of employees. So I would like to move my analysis for workers Qlik, and I've got my analysis updated. We have short-term sickness percentages, so everything where we show percentages. We also have euros, because very important to know the cost which is involved with sickness. So not only percentages, but we also have euros. We have a cost sickness calculation, which means that for each individual company, each individual employee, we show you the total cost of your sickness in the organization. But also, and this is within sickness, again, a new kid on the block is actually our zero absenteeism. So again, get a lot of questions from customers. This is one of them. So they say, I'm not only interested in the people that are ill, but I'm also interested in the people that are never ill. But I would like to, promote them. I would like to promote zero absenteeism in my organization. Well, this is actually an analysis where we dive into the sickness percentages, and we can show you on a company and employee level all the people that have never been ill. So this is actually what we call the zero absenteeism analysis. For issues about absenteeism, so we have worker-related accidents. We have some leave allocations, so when are people taking holiday? And also very important is at the very bottom side, maybe you have discovered this already in some other reports, we give you a deep insight into all these salary codes that we use in order to make and present this analysis. So also hours of unemployment, well, here you see all the different codes that are involved to calculate our number of hours of unemployment. For those companies that are involved in having a union, well, this is like all these EFI reporting. So this gives you an overview of the number of people employed at the end of each individual year, whether it is on contract duration, on sex, on nationality, on all different kind of dimensions that have is available. And then the last one is actually our knowledge matrix. Just ID select this one. Well, we have foreseen actually in a possibility. We got a lot of questions from our customers. It's fine to have an HR analytics tool, but we have also some soft analytics. We evaluate our people from time to time. We ask them to fill out some documentation where they evaluate themselves with regards some experience they have, the knowledge they have in certain areas. Well, we have foreseen in a very, very simple way of entering this information and gives you the possibility to look and to analyze your knowledge and competence matrix within the organization. Here, this is a possibility where we can compare the self-evaluation. So I filled in the document myself, and I've asked my superior to do the same, and we compare actually the combination, so to see if we are actually on the same level. Well, this again, very brief snapshot on the HR analytics application that we have available. In case you would like to have more information, you would like to find more or have some more additional questions, feel free to ask them or do a reach out to me after our session. And then I would like to go into the last one, which is sales. Sales, again, is an application. I will update a little bit. So again, I will show this in English. So it's also, as I told you, all the applications are available in 3 different languages. Well, sales. Well, here we have our sales dashboard. And all the dimensions are available. So we can look into a budget. We have all the information with regards to a customer. We have everything regards sales reps. We have products and regions. So again, here, first dashboard. I would like to have my information on 2023. Well, I will select 2023 and I'm interested. So here I have my invoice amount, my invoice cost, my margin in percentage, and my invoice quantities, and I compare it with prior year. So here in this simple dashboard, we compare actually to all the KPIs for 2023 with 2022. If I would like to do that on the same onto 2024, well, I select 2024 and I've got actually my updated analysis. We have a revenue analysis. In this revenue analysis, so we dive into more detail. So which means that for each individual block, showed you here in the sales overview, this is the detailed analysis of my invoice amount with prior year, my quantities, eventually comparison of the number of invoices. So maybe if you are in a service related business and you would like to have an overview of what is the number of invoices that we create and that we send towards our customers. So also that in relation to the turnover that we realize. So you have here the information available. And again, here with my filter system, so I can select, 1 or 2 companies. Well, select here our own company, which of course is not our own data, to be quite sure. Here we have like a Pareto analysis. So with what kind of customers do we realize a certain percentage of turnover that we realize? So here, Pareto analysis, which you can dive into, or if I would like to have the information on customer level, I would like to have it on my sales rep level, or I would like to see this on country level. Well, you can see this on many different dimensions that are available. All the data within the sales application is linked to each other. So if I switch from this analysis to my customer analysis to my sales rep analysis, so all the data is linked to each other. A margin analysis, completely the same as what I showed you here in revenue. So I would like to dive into more margin analysis. But for me personally, the most important report is my dynamic analysis. And my dynamic analysis, I will dive into more detail about that. So here, this is actually a report where, in my opinion, you can answer any single question that you have. For instance, my budget has not been realized. Why? With what customer? In what product category? For instance, my turnover is decreased compared to last year. And what kind of areas, and what kind of products, what kind of customers I would like to do this. So here, this is a simple overview. And for instance, let's say I'm not using a budget. Well, I just deselect budget. I have no comparison with my budget. I deselect my comparison with my budget. But I would like to compare my, here, for instance, my actual versus budget. I will deselect that. And here, well, actually, by a few clicks, I compare now my turnover 24 with my turnover 23. I do a comparison. I check this on my invoice cost. I check this on my margin. And I also, my margin percentages. So for instance, if I would like to know my margin and my margin compared, and I would like to know, well, actually, give me an idea, where is the issue? Well, actually, I've now selected this one column and I've just sorted it from bottom to top. And I see here, well, actually here I'm losing 50,000 euro of margin compared to last year. And I can check, that is this customer and that is this sort of product category. If I would like to do a deep dive for one single customer, well, actually, I can just click one single customer and I have my updated analysis. And I see exactly for that customer, all my product categories, what I'm doing. If, for instance, I would like to add a brand and I would like to my product, well, actually, I can just select it. I can just change that from position. Well, actually, I will put my brand here, and I have an even more detailed analysis. So for this customer, a certain brand, I can see, different items. I can also add my product. I can just move that to the top, and I have my analysis updated on product level. So this gives you a possibility to analyze your complete sales product portfolio from a turnover point of view, a cost of sales point of view, and a margin cost of view. So here, all kind of questions, and I ask you if there are some questions that are not possible to answer, with this solution. And again, come back here to, for instance, my budget analysis. A lot of overviews. So here, comparisons between my invoice and my budget. And again, I have selected here my customer, I've selected my company, and this has been updated automatically. So this is my budget analysis, or whether I would like to go on a customer analysis. So I've actually this customer selected, and I can go into more details. So this is my detailed analysis. And again, here, I find back my dynamic analysis. So I see exactly, for instance, I can also here just updated my selections, and I've got my overview and my report and my detailed analysis completely updated. So it's completely linked to each other. And if I would like to know, okay, well, based on this customer, what kind of sales rep is involved? Well, I click on this. Well, I've got here my sales rep analysis. Well, if I would like to now dive into more my sales rep analysis, I can just, for instance, deselect my products. I can deselect my customer. So deselect my customer, and I'm now in my sales rep analysis. So I have so much customers, so much, these are my sales reps, and so on. So I would like to dive into my analysis starting from my sales rep. Well, I can select just one sales rep here. So you can just select one sales rep. Take Alessandro, it's updated, and I can switch again to my customer analysis, and based on my sales rep, I have my updated sales analysis. Or if I would like to go to my detailed analysis, well, I go to my dynamic analysis, and I can start analyzing again, starting from my sales rep. Sales rep is not here included. I'll just add it. I just move it a little bit to the top. And as you can see, so you have a dynamic analysis. So a little bit moving, yeah. So and I've my sales rep analysis starting from the beginning. So this application is a very strong application with which includes actually all the sales data, cost of sales data, margin data, and which you can analyze from many different angles. What we also do is we get in discussion with our customers to find out what kind of analytical levels they have. So here we have a product, an article, a group, a brand, a category. So this will be updated based on sort of the article configuration that you have in your organization. So this again gives you a very brief. Another is we can go this on a product level. Again, same possibilities that we have. And we can also go into a regional analysis, so where we show you where the sales of this product has been related. So as you can see, there are different many angles to analyze your sales data. So this again gives you an idea about the possibilities that we have within the sales application. Now I'm going to my presentation again. So I've shown you the three different out-of-the-box solutions: finance, HR, sales. Very briefly, very short. But I would like to visit you and to explain this more in detail if you want about how this process looks like. So when we would like to do an installation of the out-of-the-box, so we actually discover 4 different items. We have an infrastructure setup, we have an out-of-the-box setup, and a custom work and support. Well, infrastructure setup, I don't go into many detail that this is something if you would like it or not. If you have your own BI team, if you have your own IT team involved, So they can do that, or if you would like to have some assistance in that, we are happy to help you with that as well. Second part is the out-of-the-box setup. What we do is usually we have a general kickoff. We sit together with you. We have a short meeting with the IT people just to know about your data infrastructure, your IT infrastructure. We also have a business kickoff where we discuss with the people, stakeholders, whether it is a CFO or a finance manager or an HR director or a sales rep, to find out, is there a gap? Is there a gap analysis? Are there some KPIs, some reports that we have foreseen in our out-of-the-box solution, which is not yet available in the application that we have foreseen? So this is something, this is sort of a two-way direction, just to make sure that it's a first-time right application implementation. So that the day that and here we'll see that for each individual module, we encounter approximately 5 to 10 days. Well, 5 days, if we start from our basic main out-of-the-box solution, we realize that in 5 days. Means starting on Monday and Friday evening, you have actually a complete HR, whether finance, whether sales dashboards available with all your historical data involved. As I said, we go into, we come in touch with you, we have a discussion with you to find out if we have to add some extra sources, which we have not foreseen, whether it is on an API level or whether it is data available on a database on your on-premises IT installation, whatever. We do a fit gap analysis to find out if there are really some requests that we would like to encounter, we would like to discover at the beginning, so that we can take that into account when we're implementing the solution, because we start with some building blocks. But for us, it's very important that we build a reporting, we build an out-of-the-box solution which fits completely your needs and requests. So, which means at the end that we will look into some custom KPIs and custom reports, just to find out that if we have finished our job after 5 days, that you are a very happy customer. And then if you have some specific requests on support and so on, I've just shown this very quickly. Just to give you an idea that we have a support desk, we have a support contract with very different levels. But if you would like to have more information about the support contract, no problem, and feel free to do a reach out to us. So a little bit to finalize at the end of this webinar, before we go into our Q&A, is some of our advantages. So why would I, as a customer, choose for this out-of-the-box solution? Well, first of all, we give you a jump start. A jump start, and on the bottom you see implementation in 5 days. So a lot of our companies that we are in touch with, they say, well, we have an idea what we would like to have, but not quite sure. Well, we give you a jump start. We give you a lot of insights already and templates available that you can start and you can work with. Just, to keep on thinking and to say, okay, this is a very good report, but I would like to have modified. So that means on the second level is to make it your own. So we start from a basic templates, but we can tailor that completely to your specific business needs. All the data is available, and it's just like tweaking a little bit reports and KPIs so that it becomes your own application. As you have seen, the solution is very user-friendly and is very scalable. If you would like to add one day some information for your CRM information, so we also have out-of-the-box solutions for CRM, which you can integrate with sales. So if you would like, for instance, compare sales figures with your CRM and number of leads and number of applications, number of offers that we have made, well, actually, no problem. We can just combine it. The model is proven and mature. We've more than 200 customers that are using our out-of-the-box solutions. I'd be more than happy to share some references if you would like to get in touch with our customers to find out how they feel. So in our out-of-the-box solutions, we have predefined data model, reports, and dashboards, so building blocks, which is based on first the experience that we have built up with our 200 happy customers, and also with our own business experts that work for element61 and the expertise that they have gathered during their career. So we are very sure that in this out-of-the-box solution, we give you some very, very relevant and valuable insights within 5 days, and it gives you the possibility to, to start a sort of a data-driven culture into your organization. So that's about it. I will check now the chat if we have some questions. So just feel free, if you have questions, to write them down in the chat. I don't see any questions for the moment. So I will give it a few more minutes. Okay, so there are no questions so far. Hopefully it means that everything is very clear. Well, in that case, I'll give you my details. So this is my name, my email address. So if you have any questions, if you have any remarks, if you would like to find out more about the possibility of out of the box, please feel free to do a reach out to me. And I'm happy to get in touch with you guys to explain it in more detail. I know it is very short. I give you a 10-minute insight into finance, 10 minutes into HR, 10 minutes into sales. It's just to give you an idea what the possibilities and what the strength is of our out-of-the-box solutions. So I only see no questions. So therefore, I would like to close and finalize this webinar. I would like to thank you for your attention. And again, if you have some information, if you would like to find out more about our out-of-the-box solutions, feel free and do a reach out to us. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.